Welcome back to the Motivated Mind Zone. Glad to have you here.
It's great to be back. Today, we're really going to tackle something huge for language learners, aren't we? That fear around talking to people.
Absolutely. We're diving deep into the art of making new friends in English. And look, this isn't just some nice to have skill. It's probably the best, most consistent way for you to practice your English day in, day out.
For sure. Connecting with others is just, well, fundamental to a happy life.
Yeah.
But yeah, for learners, it can feel paralyzing sometimes.
And that paralysis, it often comes from a specific place, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You might know the grammar, you know the vocabulary technically, but then you're face to face with someone, it's unpredictable, and suddenly you freeze.
Right. You're worrying, is this the right phrase? Is my tone okay? And crucially, how do I keep this going? What do I say next? Do you want to sound friendly,
Right.
natural?
But you feel like you just don't have the right tools in that moment, the
Yeah.
conversational bits and pieces.
Exactly. So our mission today, it's kind of complex. We're going way beyond just saying hello. We want to give you the mindset, yes, but also the specific phrases, the actual words, and maybe some cultural understanding too.
Yeah.
Stuff you need to not just start a chat, but build, you know, real connections.
Yeah, high impact stuff you can hopefully use right away.
And really, when we looked at all the research, the core idea, the philosophy behind it all, it boils down to something simple but really profound.
Which is?
Connection over perfection. It's all about that.
Ah, yes. That's so key. Your grammar. It'll get better with practice, naturally, but if you just show up being open, curious, kind, that's what makes space for friendship. Mistakes don't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things.
I think that's such a relief to hear, isn't it, for anyone listening who feels that pressure to be perfect. You don't need flawless English to make friends.
Not at all. And think about the bonus. When you actually pursue friendships in English, wow, you open up this global classroom.
Totally. Every single person you meet, they're from Japan or Brazil, France, Mexico, wherever they become a new teacher.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Teaching you about their culture, food, music. And you hear all these different interesting ways people actually use English. It's amazing.
So let's map out where we're going today. We'll start with the very beginning, breaking the ice, the actual language you need.
Then we'll talk about how to find common ground, really using listening as a tool.
Okay. And then a big section on building trust. What actually turns a casual chat into something deeper? We've got these 4 pillars of trust to discuss.
Yeah, that's crucial. And finally, the long game. How do you keep those friendships going and navigate those sometimes tricky cross-cultural moments?
Sounds like a plan. Let's jump into section 1. The courage to begin starting that friendly conversation, that first step.
Right. And the first thing to know, maybe the most comforting thing, is that everyone gets nervous meeting new people. Seriously. Even native speakers.
Oh, yeah. It's not some failing you have as a language learner. It's just human. We feel uncertain.
Exactly. So the goal isn't to, like, magically erase the nervousness. It's more about training that muscle, having friendly phrases ready to go almost automatically.
Okay, and the sources we looked at had a really interesting point here. It's not just about the words you say first.
No, not at all. Your body language.
Yeah.
That's kind of your opening line.
Ah, right. Like a smile, looking relaxed.
Precisely. A friendly tone,
Yes.
an open smile. It makes a huge difference. People react to your energy, sometimes even more than your perfect words. So if you seem relaxed and friendly, that does a lot of the heavy lifting.
So showing up with that open body language, not crossing your arms, making a bit of eye contact, it signals you're approachable.
Yeah, it just lowers that social barrier right away. And linguistically, it means your actual opening words can be super simple. They don't need to be fancy.
Okay, so what are those simple, natural openers? What can people actually say? Give us the phrases.
Right. Think about phatic communication first. That's language just to make contact, not really exchange info.
Right.
Yeah, the standards work. because everyone understands they're just low-stakes ways to start. Hi, how's it going? Or, hey, nice to meet you. Simple.
And how's it going? Doesn't need a long answer, right?
No, usually just, good, thanks. You. It's totally fine. It's just opening the door.
But the real skill, maybe, is using the situation. Contextual starters.
Yes, exactly. Tie your opener to where you are, what you're both experiencing. It gives you an instant shared thing to talk about.
So if you're in a class,
Is this your first day too? Easy. Or at a work event. That was a great presentation, wasn't it? Or did you catch the keynote?
okay, or just waiting somewhere.
You could comment on the place itself. This place is nice, isn't it? Or the music. I love the music they're playing. They sound like statements, but they're really little invitations to chat.
And this initial bit, the sources call it small talk, but you're saying we shouldn't dismiss it as unimportant.
Definitely not. Small talk is not small. It's essential social plumbing, really.
Haha, social plumbing. I like that. What does it do?
Well, two main things. I think it helps everyone relax, first off.
Yeah.
And second, it's kind of a subtle risk assessment.
Risk assessment. How so?
You're both checking subconsciously, is this person friendly? Are they easy to talk to? Can we have a pleasant interaction? All without needing to reveal anything too personal right away. It's like the warm-up lap. Mandatory.
Okay, warm-up lap, done. Ice broken. Now comes the tricky part for a lot of learners. Keeping it going. Momentum.
Mm-hmm. This is critical, and the key, really, is asking good questions. But there's a trap here.
What's the trap?
The interview trap. You know, when someone's anxious, they just fire off question after question.
Like, question, answer, silence.
Exactly. It feels mechanical, one-sided, like you're grilling them.
Why does that happen? Linguistically, what makes it feel like an interview?
Well, a lot of simple English questions flip the subject and verb.
Yeah.
Right, are you? Do you?
Yeah.
Using only that pattern signals a very formal, almost transactional exchange.
Okay, so how do you avoid the trap? What's the fix?
Two things. First, try asking more open-ended questions. Instead of saying, did you like the movie? Ask, what did you think of the movie? It invites more than a one-word answer.
Makes sense. And the second thing,
You have to break the question pattern by sharing something about yourself. Real conversation has a rhythm. Share, ask. Not just ask.
okay, so if they say they're new in town, I don't just ask, why did you move?
Right. You could say something like, oh, really? I just moved here too. Maybe 6 months back. Still getting used to the weather. See? You share a little bit.
Gotcha. That little bit of self-disclosure, it changes the dynamic.
Completely. It shifts it from interviewer-interviewee to two people just talking, sharing an experience. It takes a tiny bit of vulnerability, maybe saying, I find these events a bit overwhelming sometimes. But that makes it feel balanced, makes the other person relax too.
It creates that feeling of being on the same team, kinda.
Yeah, a cooperative vibe. That's what you want.
Okay, let's quickly recap the tools for those first, say, 5 minutes. Make it actionable.
Sure. Start non-verbally.
Yeah.
Smile, open posture. Use a simple opener. Hi, how's it going? Or a contextual one. Great music, huh? Or what brings you here today?
Then ask open-ended questions.
Right. How do you know the host? Or what are you hoping to learn at this workshop? Stuff like that. And crucially, follow up their answer by sharing a little something about yourself. Balance the load.
Perfect. So we've managed the handshake, the initial chat. Now we need to move beyond that. Section 2. The foundation, finding common ground and shared interests. This feels like where things either take off or fizzle out.
Exactly. Simple pleasantries run out of steam fast. To build towards an actual friendship, you need to pivot. Find something you both care about.
Like what sort of topics?
The usual suspects work well. Music, travel, sports, food, hobbies, even just what you both like doing on weekends. You're searching for that little spark of shared enthusiasm, something you can chat about for, 10, 15 minutes.
And finding that spark, that relies heavily on listening, doesn't it? Really listening.
Oh, absolutely. Listening isn't passive. It's maybe the most powerful connection tool you have. It shows respect, genuine curiosity. People feel it when you're truly listening.
But what does active listening actually sound like in English? Many learners worry they're just quiet, waiting to think of what to say next.
Yeah, that's a common trap. Active listening in English involves giving feedback while the other person is talking. We call it back channeling, using short, natural reactions.
Okay, give us examples. What are these magic reactions?
They're simple. Things like, oh, wow, that's awesome. No way. Really, tell me more. Even just a thoughtful, or okay.
But it's not just the words, is it? It's how you say them.
Critically important, your tone, your intonation. If you say, that's awesome, totally flat, it
Yeah.
sounds fake. You got to lift your pitch, stress the key word, that's AEW some, to show real enthusiasm. That's a big step towards sounding fluent and engaged.
That technical detail, the intonation, makes all the difference between just saying words and actually communicating feeling. Okay, so you're listening, you're back channeling, and then they mention something interesting, like they enjoy painting. What next?
Now, you use curiosity questions, questions that go a little deeper but aren't too personal yet. Focus on their motivation or experience.
Instead of asking their job title or something.
Right. For painting, you could ask, oh, cool, how long have you been doing that? Or even better, what got you into painting? These questions invite stories, not just facts. And stories are memorable.
Yeah, the sources had good examples of connecting through hobbies.
Right. Like if someone says they love hiking, your immediate reaction should show connection. Oh, me too. Where do you usually go hiking around here? That, me too. Instant connection.
Or the basketball example.
Yeah, if they mention basketball, don't just say, oh, nice. Ask something specific that shows you know a bit about it, like, cool, what position do you usually play? It signals real interest, not just politeness.
Okay, but what if? What if you don't share the interest? Or maybe you even gently disagree? How do you handle that without killing the vibe? The art of gentle divergence, you called it.
Ah, yes. Gentle divergence. This is a neat skill.
Yeah.
Key thing. Don't fake enthusiasm. Authenticity matters most.
So if they love cooking fancy meals and I survive on toast, I don't pretend I'm a chef.
Please don't. Instead, connect to the feeling or the value behind their interest. You could say something like, wow, that's amazing. I really admire people who can cook like that.
Okay.
Then add a little self-deprecating humor. I'm definitely not a great cook myself. And then pivot back to them. But I love eating good food. What's your favorite thing to make? See? You validated them, shared honestly, and kept the focus positive.
I like that. Or the horror movie example. Instead of horror is dumb, maybe.
Maybe something like, oh man, I wish I could watch those, but I get scared way too easily. Total lightweight. Again, it's honest, maybe a bit funny, and relates on a human level without being critical. You state your preference gently.
And being able to do that, disagree lightly, state a different preference without making it a big deal. It shows you're easy company, right? Emotionally intelligent.
Exactly. Especially across cultures, where being too blunt can sometimes be taken the wrong way. Frame it as your preference, not some objective truth.
And ultimately, the goal here is to get to a place where you're sharing stories, not just facts.
Yes, conversations stick when people share little narratives. A funny travel mishap, an embarrassing moment, what inspired them to try something new. That's when connection really starts to deepen.
Because when someone shares a story, they're offering a little piece of themselves.
Precisely. And your job then is to receive that piece respectfully with curiosity. Ask a follow-up question about the story.
Okay, let's nail down the key questions for this foundation phase. Finding common ground.
Right. Think. What do you usually do for fun on weekends? Are you into sports or music? What kind of movies do you like? Have you traveled anywhere interesting recently? Do you enjoy trying new foods?
And those crucial follow-ups.
How long have you been into that? What got you started? And remember that enthusiastic back channeling. No way. That sounds amazing. Tell me more.
Got it. So, we've made contact, found some shared interests. Now, section 3. The deepening building trust and emotional connection. This feels like the really important bit. Moving from acquaintance to actual friend.
It is. Trust is the magic ingredient. It doesn't just appear. You build it bit by bit through being consistently honest, kind, attentive. If common interests are the foundation, shared feelings are what build the house.
And the first pillar you mentioned for building trust is authenticity and relatability, especially key for language learners, you said.
Absolutely. Please don't try to use super complex English you just crammed from a book if it doesn't feel natural. Use the English you have. Be yourself.
Trying too hard makes you sound artificial.
Totally.
And sharing small vulnerabilities actually makes you more relatable, faster. Saying something like, I still get a bit nervous speaking English sometimes, especially when I meet new people, that's far more connecting than pretending you're perfectly fluent and confident. It's human.
Okay, pillar 2, empathy in action. Showing you connect emotionally. You said this uses simple English.
Very simple, thankfully. When someone shares something difficult, you don't need a long speech. You just need to show you heard the feeling.
So if they sound tired or frustrated,
Simple validation works wonders. Oh, I get that sometimes too. Or, yeah, that sounds tough. If they describe a tricky situation, I understand. That makes total sense. Wow, that sounds really stressful. Short phrases that say, I hear you, I get it.
they're like little verbal hugs.
Kind of, they're linguistic acts of support, showing you're receiving their emotional signal.
Then pillar 3, reliability and commitment. Action speaking louder than words.
Mhm.
If you use English to make a promise, even a small one, you have to follow through. Think about phrases like, sure thing, count me in. Yeah, I'll be there.
Those words carry a weight.
They do. If you say, you can count on me, and then you flake out, that erodes trust instantly. Being reliable, doing what you say you'll do, shows character. It's fundamental. People need to feel they can depend on you.
Okay, and pillar 4, which you said is where deep connection really sparks, remembering the details.
Ah, yes. The golden rule. This costs nothing but pays huge dividends in friendship.
How does it work?
When you remember and bring up something small they mentioned before, maybe about their pet or an exam they had or a project at work, it shows you were really listening and that they matter to you.
So instead of starting the next chat with, how are you, again,
You start with something specific. Hey, how'd that presentation go last week? Or you mentioned your dog wasn't feeling well. How is he doing now? It's incredibly powerful. Makes people feel seen and valued.
and it instantly makes the conversation warmer, more personal, you're picking up where you left off.
Exactly. It builds this chain of remembered moments. That's how friendships grow stronger over time.
We also need to touch on humor and appreciation here, right?
Definitely. Humor, when it lands, creates instant connection. A shared laugh just breaks down barriers. But be careful, especially early on or cross-culturally.
Sarcasm is risky.
Very risky. It often relies on tone and shared context, which can be easily missed. Keep humor gentle, kind, maybe self-deprecating sometimes. Avoid anything potentially offensive.
And appreciation. Just saying nice things.
Yes. Don't underestimate the power of small, sincere compliments. I really enjoyed talking with you. I'm glad we met. Thanks for listening earlier. That really helped. Say it if you feel it.
So, wrapping up the trust section, it's not about fancy words. It's about being real, showing you care, being dependable, paying attention.
That's it. Be authentic, empathetic, reliable, and remember the little things. Your character shines through, and that's what builds trust, much more than perfect grammar.
Okay, trust is building, but friendships need upkeep, right? Life gets busy. So, section 4, the long game, maintaining the friendship.
Yes, the challenge of keeping it alive after that initial spark. And the key here is consistency, but not constant pressure.
Meaning you don't have to text every single day.
No, definitely not. In many English-speaking cultures, that might even feel a bit intense, especially early on. It's more about quality than quantity. Real friendships can handle gaps, but they need these little touch points, these small investments over time.
Okay, so what does a good low-pressure check-in look like in English? How do you do it?
Super simple. A short message every now and then. Hey, how have you been? Just thinking of you. Hope your week's going well. That's it.
And the underlying messages.
The message is, I remembered you. You're still on my mind. You don't even necessarily need a long reply. Just sending it keeps the connection warm.
And you mentioned using follow-up questions based on past conversations here, too.
Absolutely golden. Like we said for building trust, remembering details is key for maintenance too. Hey, I remember you were planning that trip to Italy. Did you end up going? Or how did that big project at work turn out? Shows continuity.
What about sharing things, like articles or videos?
Oh yeah, very common now. Sharing relevant updates, a funny meme, an interesting article related to their hobbies, saw this and thought of you. It's a very low-effort way to maintain connection and show, their interests. Just keep it light and relevant.
Okay, but what if, life happens and a lot of time passes? Months, maybe. How do you reach out without it feeling awkward?
Don't make a huge deal out of the silence. Don't over-apologize. Just acknowledge it casually. Hey, it feels like it's been ages. I was just thinking about you the other day. How are things?
So be proactive.
Yes. Taking that step shows the friendship matters to you. Most people really appreciate it when someone makes the effort to reconnect.
And if you live nearby, eventually you'll want to suggest meeting up in person. How do you phrase that naturally?
Keep it casual and low pressure. Tentative language works well. We should grab a coffee sometime soon. Hey, want to try that new cafe this weekend? Are you free for a quick lunch next week?
Using should or wanna feels less demanding than we must meet.
Exactly. It's an invitation, not an order. And even if the meetup doesn't happen right away, just extending the invitation keeps that connection alive.
And the time you spend together doesn't need to be a big event, right?
Not at all. Simple things are often best. Going for a walk, watching a movie at home, just sitting and chatting. It's the shared time and consistent presence, not grand gestures, that builds closeness.
You mentioned a cultural note about casual check-ins in English.
Yeah, phrases like, how's life, or how's everything going, or what's new. They're friendly openers, but they usually invite a fairly brief, general answer. If you really want to hear details, you might need to be a bit more specific.
Like saying.
Maybe, hey, when you have a moment, I'd love to properly catch up and hear what you've been up to. Signals you're looking for more than just a quick, fine, thanks.
Got it. And one last powerful habit for maintaining friendships.
Celebrating their wins. Be their cheerleader. When something good happens to them, a new job, a personal achievement, anything, show your genuine excitement.
How? What do you say?
Enthusiastic phrases. Wow, congratulations. That's fantastic news. I'm so happy for you. You really deserve it. Being there for the good times is just as important as being there for the tough times. It builds loyalty and goodwill.
Okay, fantastic. We've covered the whole arc from hello to long-term friend. Now for our final section, putting it all in a global context. Section 5. The global connection making friends across cultures.
Right, and the amazing thing about English is that it is this bridge. It connects people who might otherwise never interact. Think Japan, Brazil, France, Mexico, all connecting through English.
It's incredible, but it can also be tricky, right? Communication styles differ.
Hugely. Things like body language, how direct or indirect people are, personal space, gift-giving norms. These can vary a lot and cause accidental misunderstandings, especially when you're still building that trust.
So what's the first most important step when facing these differences?
Curiosity over judgment. Train your brain. When something feels weird or different, don't immediately think that's strange or that's rude. Instead think, that's interesting. I wonder what the cultural reason behind that is. That keeps you open.
And if you want to actually ask about a cultural difference, how do you do that respectfully?
Frame it gently as a learning question. Show you're curious, not critical.
Right.
Maybe, I was reading about cultural tradition. Is that something commonly practiced where you're from? Or, I notice people tend to observe a behavior. Is that typical?
Mm.
Avoid making it sound like an accusation.
Good advice. And you mentioned cautions around humor again.
Yeah, humor is so culturally specific. Sarcasm is risky, like we said. Puns often don't translate. Jokes about sensitive topics, politics, religion, are usually best avoided until you know someone really well. Keep it light, positive, observational when you're starting out.
And the danger of assumptions or stereotypes?
Massive danger. Never, ever say, oh, people from your country, always. It's instantly alienating. Instead, if you've heard something, phrase it as a question. I heard a stereotype that. Is there any truth to that? Or is it common for? Inquiry, not assertion.
So, when cultural specifics feel tricky, what's the safe ground?
Focus on shared human values. These cut across all cultures: family, dreams for the future, love of food, experiences with travel, the challenges of learning something new. Connect on those universal human themes. That's where the deep bonds form, regardless of cultural background.
So, you're using English to tap into that shared humanity.
Exactly. That's the real goal. And one lovely little bonus tip:
Mm.
learn a few basic words in their native languages. Hello, thank you, nice to meet you. It shows immense respect and effort, and people almost always appreciate it.
A small gesture that goes a long way. And remember that these cross-cultural friendships might just take a little more time, a bit more patience.
For sure. Be patient. Enjoy the process of learning about the person and their culture. It's incredibly rewarding.
Wow. Okay, that brings us to the end of our deep dive. We've covered so much ground, from that first nerve-wracking high to finding common ground, building real trust, keeping friendships going, and connecting across the globe.
And hopefully, the big takeaway is clear. When you focus less on perfect grammar and more on genuine, kind connection, your English practice stops feeling like a chore. It becomes, well, joyful.
Because friendship gives your language learning purpose. You're using English to actually share life.
Mm-hmm. And remember, people rarely remember the tiny grammar mistake you made. They remember how you made them feel. Did you listen? Were you kind? Did you seem genuinely interested? That's the stuff that sticks.
So if you take just one thing away from this today.
Let it be this: cultivate openness, curiosity, kindness, and consistency. Be reliable. Your character is your best communication tool. The language will follow.
So here's the challenge, the final thought. Take that small step this week, just one. Start one conversation in English with someone new. Say hi, ask, how's it going?
It might feel like the hardest step, but it's the most powerful one.
Because making friends isn't just about practicing English verbs. It's about finding courage you didn't know you had, growing your empathy, and ultimately building bridges to amazing stories and experiences all over the world. It truly enriches your life.